Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Professor Sides, and this course is Principles of Macroeconomics, Chapter 12 or 25 if you're in the combination book, Production and Growth. In this lecture, we discuss the factors of production and how they are used to produce goods and services. This is important because it is how we measure standard of living, remember CPI, and rank our countries, first world, second world, third world, etc. There are 4 factors of production, and we're going to look at them right now. The first factor of production is called physical capital or capital, and it is the equipment that is used to produce goods or services. The second factor of production is called human capital, or labor as we call it, and it is the employees, it is the workers who produce the goods and services. The third factor of production is what we call land or natural resources. And basically what this is those things that are grown naturally. It could include timber, coal. It would also include oil or any other resource that we would mine, drill, or grow from the earth. And we call those natural resources. This helps with production. As you can see, the more, in theory, the more natural resources an economy has, the more productive it can be. However, there are some exceptions. For example, in Japan, they do not have natural resources. They have to import everything that they have onto their island, and yet they are still one of the most productive countries or economies in the world. The fourth and final factor of production is what we call technological knowledge. And when we speak about technological knowledge, we are not talking about technology per se. Technological knowledge is the wisdom and the insight necessary to use land, labor, and capital to maximize production. And it should not be confused with human capital, the mental capacities within human capital, because they're not the same. Both are needed in a collaborative, not an interchangeable way. So you need land, you need labor, you need capital, you need technological knowledge, you need all of it together to maximize the production in order for an economy to grow. When we create a formula for the factors of production, we have what is called a production function. It shows us that output is a function of the combination of land, labor, and capital. Remember, I told you earlier that the technological knowledge is the knowledge that is necessary to bring land, labor, and capital together. When we take that, we use a formula called the production function. And it specifies or tells what the output of a firm, an industry, or an economy given all combinations of those inputs. The production function shows the point we see diminishing returns. Remember, you keep putting input. As you increase input, you increase output until you get to a point of saturation, which is called the diminishing return, law of diminishing returns from our previous chapter. And so the production function, we can determine at what point is that point of saturation, or that point where diminishing returns sets in. In our production formula, we see here that Y is the output, which is a function of the factors of production, which it's an output of factors of production. A is technological knowledge, or the level of technology. And then we say that output is a function, from math, remember, of land, capital, of labor, capital, human capital, labor, land, capital, and then also natural resources. I'm sorry. There we go. The production function not only shows relationship between output and functions of production, it also measures the change in output from one additional unit of a factor. It can also help determine the least expensive combination of factors to produce an output. In a real term, we would use the production function as a way of determining how many units we should produce of our goods or services in order to maximize profit. This concludes this segment of our lecture series. I look forward to speaking with you with the next series, where we speak to public policy and economic growth.